Welcome back, everybody, to Ken Page's birthday special with one more Nintendo game. And this time around, it's going to be Hollywood Squares. And my new policy for this game is we keep playing until we win the car. Do some deer bark? Yes, they're watch deer. They bark when they make love. They bark when nervous or scared. Oops. President John Adams and his wife Abigail did it longer than any other presidential couple. What? Avoided a scandal. Lived in the White House. Stayed married longer. According to hints from Heloise, is it ever a good idea to pour cola on the battery of your Rolls Royce? Only if it's a vintage year for cola nuts. No, it will prevent the battery charging. Yes, it will remove corrosion from the terminals. True or false? According to the Associated Press, some doctors are now using zippers instead of stitches on surgery patients. In protest, my tailor is now doing open heart surgery. True. You fool! Before he started frying chickens, what did Colonel Sanders do for a living? He designed white suits for Southern gentlemen. He was a colonel in the army. He was a tire salesman. According to the Chicago Tribune, will mothballs sometimes keep gophers out of your yard? Yes, except when they're storing away their winter clothes. Yes. You fool! According to the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, when a couple gets divorced, most of their friends remain with the husband. Why? He got custody of the Trivial Pursuit game. Men usually have the power and the money. That influences people, and I agree. And Sue found the secret square, which is worth a holiday in Paris. According to the National Safety Council, what object is most often caught in the throat of most Americans? I find the new tax laws pretty hard to swallow. Fish bones. Toothpicks. Sue won a holiday in Paris. True or false? There's a version of Vogue magazine for dogs called Dogue that features ads for Kennel No. 5 perfume and fashions by Yves Saint Bernard. And a clipping service by the Russian barber Orlov. False. That's true. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, ballerinas often suffer from weak bones because of too much exercise and too much what? Butterfingered partners. Jumping. Dieting. Which two houses form the British Parliament? The two N1s in Downing Street, the King's and Queen's Courts, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. What's the next line of the song? When somebody loves you, it's no good unless they love you twice a day, all the way. You fool! Miss Roach's 5th grade social studies class in Springfield recently graded President Reagan and sent him the report card. He got only one A. For what? Arms sales, trust, leadership qualities. Round 3. True or false? You can tell if the nuts in the shell are stale by holding them to your ear and shaking them. You can do the same thing with a cow, but it's much messier. True. According to the Old Testament, Jonah lived in the belly of a whale for 3 days. What made the whale spit him out? Whales simply cannot eat kosher food. Jonah stabbed it with his knife. God commanded it. According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth? George Burns' mother? Pandora. She was created by Zeus. Most child-rearing experts agree the ideal spacing between children is what? About 2 city blocks. 5 years. 3 to 4 years. If your jaws hurt when you wake up, what does it usually indicate? I was dreaming about my dentist. You've been grinding your teeth in your sleep. You fool! Which scientist would most likely have a laboratory filled with schist? Sloppy one, a geologist? Oh, that's right! According to the American Psychiatric Association, do most therapists think it is okay to have a romantic relationship with someone who is no longer a patient? Only if they are cured and their bill is paid. No. You fool! Is there a difference between a rabbit and a hare? Yes, very few men lose a rabbit. No. Yes, rabbits are smaller than hares and have shorter ears. According to experts, in what decade did the automobile become the chief means of passenger transportation in the U.S.? About a week after the pothole was invented, the 1940s. 1920s. You have just promised to lead a life of obedience, chastity, and poverty. What are you now? Annoyed with your new husband? In the French Foreign Legion. A monk or a nun. Reagan had a Bush. Carter had a Mondale. What did Nixon have? A Sony. Humphrey. You fool! And I get to go for the car. I'll do key 3, car 1, because this was my 3rd game for this year. And I got the car! How about that? $47,760 is what we won. And I'll see you all for another game immediately following this commercial break. That was a great game. We got the car on the first try.